Hello everyone, my name is Imad and welcome to my channel. I'm a polyglot and in this course we will be learning Chinese from absolute zero. If this is your first time learning Chinese, then you are very lucky because this is exactly how I would have wanted to be taught Chinese. I've lived 15 years in Taiwan and most of that time I was using Chinese for studying and work and everything else. My Chinese is not perfect, but I've been able to give speeches to all ages and I've been on TV multiple times talking about life and politics and everything else. So I feel very confident with my Chinese and I am at a level where I feel like I can do anything with the language. The goal of this course is to teach you 150 characters. You will be amazed by how much you can do after learning that 150 characters. And before we begin, I highly recommend that you prepare 2 notebooks. One notebook for writing down the new characters and then you review them often. And the next notebook is for you to practice the characters that we study. I hope you are as excited as I am to start this journey. And if you are ready, let's begin learning Chinese. Let's start with the easiest character in Chinese language. Prepare your notebooks. You can also write along with me. The first character, from left to right, in one motion. That's it. How was it? Was it difficult? If you wrote it, congratulations, you just learned the first character in Chinese. And although at the moment the sound is not important, but let's just try to write the sound. As I said, the sound is not important. We're going to talk about what is this line and how to pronounce the words in the future videos. But for now, just try to repeat after me. E. Can you guess the meaning of this character? Take a few seconds. Well, this character means number 1. Okay, number 1 in Chinese is E. Now let's write it a few more times. One motion from left to right. That's it. Let's write it again. You also practice with me. Okay. E. And also make it a habit. Every time you practice, you also say the character out loud. E. Okay, that was the first character in Chinese. I'm gonna stop here, but you write as many times as you need until you master the character. Now it's time to learn another character. I'm gonna write it first. This one is 2 strokes. 1, 2. By stroke, I mean 2 motions. Each motion is called a stroke. So I needed 2 motions to write this character. Can you guess the meaning of this character? I think you guessed it right. This character means number 2. And as I said, the sound is not important. We will talk about it in the future lessons, but for now, just try to repeat after me. R. Okay, so let's write it again. 1, 2. If you notice, this line is shorter than this one. So as long as the lower line is a bit longer, then it's correct. 1, 2. 1, 2. Again, I stop here, but you continue writing as many times as you need. Okay, so we learned E, number 1, number 2, and now for the next character, 1, 2, 3. Probably you guessed it right. This is number 3 in Chinese. And it's read as san, san. Okay, let's write it again. 1, 2, 3. This middle line is just slightly shorter than the upper one, but even if you write it as the same width, is perfectly fine. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. San, san. Try to say it again. San, san. Okay. So this one is 3 strokes because we needed 3 motions. 1, 2, 3. We needed 3 motions to write the character. Okay, congratulations again. You just learned 3 characters in Chinese. These 3 characters are important and we're going to be using them in a future lessons. But for now, let's write them one more time. So, number 1. That was number 1. What was the sound? It's okay if you don't remember. E. You can write it here. E. And number 2. What was the sound? R. And lastly, number 3. San. 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 Try to write these characters as many times as you need until you master the character. How do you know you mastered the character? If you come back to it after 1 or 2 days and you know exactly how to write it, and then most of the time you write it without even thinking, your hand does the motion, then you know that you have mastered the character. So even if you know it very well now, try to come back tomorrow or the day after tomorrow and write the characters again. Most of the time you might have forgotten one stroke or the pronunciation. That is perfectly normal. Now you might come back tomorrow or the day after tomorrow and try to write these characters. Then you realize you might have forgotten one stroke or you confuse them. Well, that's perfectly normal. Why? Because in order to learn something for the long term or even forever, we need to learn something, forget that thing, and then learn it again. So every time you forget it, you're one step closer to remembering that word forever. So you should not be sad when you forget a word. You should just count it as part of the process, and you know that every time you learn it again, you're one step closer to engrave it in your memory and remember it forever. Alright, that's lesson 1. Try to write the characters again, and if you can, try to read them out loud as many times as you need, and I will see you in the next video.